Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cars and Friends. I'm Ryan.
I'm Filippo.
And I am Kennan.
And today we're talking about what, Filippo?
We're talking about the cars that you should get in on the ground floor of. Cars that are going up, but people don't yet realize it.
Would you say they're underrated or just sleepers?
They're somewhere in between. We can argue about this. Right? Like,
Okay.
I'm thinking about this as cars that right now are a little underappreciated. Maybe they're well appreciated, but like we think that over time they're going to become, if not necessarily more valuable, more appreciated by the community, more desirable, more vivacious.
More rated.
That's the wrong word.
That is the wrong word.
Yeah.
But I understand English is your second language.
Yeah,
It's okay.
tough.
Yes.
Read a book.
Yes. Right. Go to the library, read a book, Filippo. Yes. Cars that are kind of hidden gems, if you will.
Yeah, and maybe they're already millions of dollars. Right? There's a lot of cars that maybe will keep going up that are millions of dollars.
Yeah.
None of the ones that I think about ever. But
The old ones I think about exclusively, and the market agrees. Okay, so Filippo, why don't we dive in with your first pick?
I'm going to have some controversial takes,
Oh, what's
Okay.
new?
as you'd expect.
My soul is
I'm going to
prepared.
start with a Porsche, though. I think we will all agree. All right, we have this 997.1, second, third year of the 997, 911 Carrera S Coupe. This one has 20,000 miles. It's got to be one of the nicest 997s left. 6-speed manual, Sport Chrono Package Plus, Meteor Gray, which is a good color, and very like 911-y as a color. It's
911-y.
not that loud, it's not shouty, but it's also not.
This is a gentleman's
black,
spec.
not
This is a
Or
professional.
some people say who's
Yeah.
watching this, you picked a Porsche and a gray one.
Right, but
You know?
okay. I thought about this a lot before I bought mine.
It was really on.
I truly think that the 997s are going to keep increasing. I think the 997.2s are going to keep increasing more. They're rarer for one.
yes.
And also they fix a lot of the reliability concerns of the 997.
Spoken
But
like a true 911, 997 owner.
any 997, including the .1s, which are not really unreliable, they just have some known concerns, are the last of the really, truly pretty analog of the pretty analog 911s.
Yeah.
Starting with 991, they went to electronic power steering. They removed some of the sensations. Now, are they still great cars? Yes, and actually 991 is on my list too. But I think the 997 will go down as the last really classic Porsche. Before there was a lot of technology, but while it was a little bit more luxurious than the 996, styled a little bit better than the 996, like it is kind of the sweet spot if you want a relatively analog 911.
Kennan's stirring up something. I can see his brain thinking, so I'm going to let him go first.
You can't disagree with this.
I
You
disagree.
can't just be Porsche people.
I'm not just a
You
Porsche
are a
person.
Porsche person.
Filippo.
Well, I picked
I'm
two,
not.
and they're both Porsche 911s.
Well, I picked three.
Filippo, the 911 is a great car. It's a great experience. They are overvalued right now. I would say they're overrated right now.
Overrated maybe, but not overvalued.
So I actually do agree with you. Unlike Doug, I don't think the 991 is the 993 of our generation. Like I said, I think the
don't think it is.
993 is the 993 of our generation because we're all old enough.
But followed by the 997. Right, like
But the 997 is the modern classic because the 996, goes to its kind of ironic love phase of it's quirky but this was a return to like classic styling. They're wonderful to drive. I will say they are incredibly usable. This is like a slightly more spicy daily for in the way it can be used.
But
honestly.
that's true of any 993, narrow body or wide body 993 also.
Yeah, but the
only
air
reason
cool.
we don't think of them as such is that they're now worth $200,000 for a C4.
C4S.
They shouldn't be.
Right, like the 993 has taken that dramatic jump up because people think, okay, it's the last of the air-cooled 911s. It's the best version of that. To some extent, the 997 is the last of the analog traditional 911s before electronic power steering, which was a big transition and talked about a lot at the time, before they got even a little bit bigger and more luxurious. And this is
Bigger
one's
is
retain.
a keyword because the 991 is so
Although
much
the
bigger.
991 incredibly, don't tell people this, is a little lighter than the 997. So
Yeah.
like lost some, it got a tiny bit bigger. But the 997, I think, will truly be revered as the last
Can you click on that
Great.
picture?
911.
I think I hear like stomps upstairs, like people with pitchforks, like
I don't think anybody disagrees with this take. And by the way, if you look at 997 values, they are strong. But I do think if you then compare it to the 993, which has skyrocketed in the last few years, I don't think there's a base, there's an S, but nevertheless, I don't think a narrow 997 will ever reach that height. But
what are the production number
well-kept one-
differences between the two?
High.
They made a lot more 997s.
Doesn't matter.
They were a lot
I
less
still
special.
think that there's demand for that.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you can't get a new one. You can't get a new one that is as analog, that has that hydraulic steering, that like has that more tight cockpit without technology. You can't get
if there's
that.
one thing the market has shown us, it is an interest in, the 25-year rule, right? When the cars turn 25, the people who are nostalgic about them when they were a kid and learning about them, always, had it as the car they wanted. Then they get a little older, they have some money to spend, and so they then start buying these cars. And admittedly, attrition has hit the cars where nice ones are getting harder to find, especially low mileage ones like
this
this.
is incredibly nice.
Yes, this is a very nice one. So, yes, there is a point where I think as a modern classic, when it hits the more classic status, which 2007 was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I can definitely see appreciation for these, and they're just good cars. I really do.
I just can't imagine them, given how values have already started to increase for the nicest, most special 997s, but nevertheless, I can't imagine the rest of them not following suit.
That's the kit. Yeah, exactly. A rising tide lifts all boats.
Now, I will say, I think 996s are just kind of stuck in the middle. They're not the ultimate of the analog 911s.
Well, they'll always be that.
So they will forever be that.
I think they'll always be that way. There are exceptions. GT2, special car. They're pretty expensive, Filippo.
What's the 996 GT2? We've sold a couple.
$250,000 car now?
What?
Something like that.
That's a GT. Have we done a GT2? We have.
Yeah, but a while ago.
Been a while. I was thinking GT3 values, to be honest. In my head, which is like a
GT3 of the 996 GT3s are probably what you want to buy if you're looking to retain value. They're also some of the best.
But if you can get into a 997, you're going to do better. I truly think that.
I mean, you a 997 GT3 for apples. You're saying base to base.
Yeah, apples to apples.
Apples to apples, yeah. Of course.
Great, we're all aligned. Everybody go buy 997s, especially 997.2 Target for us.
Oh, jeez.
No, I really do think that
turned into
every
an insufferable Porsche.
I really do think that
It was already insufferable.
997.
And then we had the Porsche thing to the mix, and now it gets way worse.
Hey, at least I was born in 2007.
You were not born in 2007.
I was alive.
We were both alive in 2007.
Yeah, but it feels like you weren't.
It does. That's true.
I'll pull a ID right now.
No, you're just like you're young at heart.
Filippo, you are the
That's
oldest.
not a bad thing.
You're the oldest 31-year-old.
I know.
No, he's not.
I know.
There's older?
Me.
I
I am definitely older.
I don't know. I think we let the comment section
I own
decide.
a Mercedes station wagon, and I have for the last 5 years.
Kenny, you still have some youthful glow in
stated
your
the
eye.
same thing because I hate change. I hate 39.5.
All right. What do you think, Kennan, is going to go up in value?
Okay, so from the recession era, I picked a car as well. I picked a 2008 E60 M5, the one we all remember from our generation, you know? Well, that was Great Depression for you.
.com, man.
Yeah, but E60 M5, this one has a 6-speed manual.
Nice.
The E60 M5, as I've spoken about many times, has its shortcomings. It is a very difficult car to own. It is very expensive. Parts are becoming very hard to get with these cars. So nice examples of these things, I think, do have pretty good room for appreciation because think about it. It's the only V10 manual transmission sedan ever made, and it is such a unique driving experience.
Yeah.
Think about it. Really think of it. If you want to row your own and have 10 cylinders under the hood, whether it's in front of you or behind you, you only have a handful of cars. You got the Audi R8, Dodge Viper, E60 M5.
I mean, there are others, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you got the Gallardo.
Yeah, there you go.
That's, I mean, there are not a lot many V10s.
I will say, like,
You're,
the first
you're
time.
missing a key category of V10s that I think had a manual.
Carrera
blade on.
GT.
I was actually thinking of the Ford F Series.
The Excursion?
The Excursion
could
never
you get
had
those with a
stick,
manual?
But I think there was a Super Duty
is that the Triton?
that had the Triton V10 in the stick, but I don't remember.
Well, still, all right, so we're like less than 10 cars.
The worst V10 ever.
Less than 10 models. But this car, it's crazy. I mean, BMW, it's hard to explain to people who were alive how insane this was. BMW decided, what are they going to do? They're going to put a V10 in any V10 under the hood of a car, and for the North American market only, give it a 6-speed manual.
It's a Formula One engine, too.
It's more than Doug's Courage GT, I'll tell you that.
So I rode in one of these in college. My friend Tony's dad had one. It was DCT and or SMG, whatever it is.
SMG, yeah.
Whatever.
There's a big
There's a big
owner's
difference. Yeah,
wish, it
the
was
BMW,
DCT.
the pitchforks are coming for me for
Yeah.
getting those confused. But anyways, I rode in one and it was great. Had the bolsters. And recently I rode in my first manual one, Peter in Seattle.
Sure, shout out
Took me
to
for
Peter.
a rip in his car. And that car is unbelievable. Many tunnels in Seattle. The roads in Seattle are great. That's a special car.
Yeah, Peter
for sure.
terrorizes all of them with that
Oh,
S85.
Oh, I'm sure.
Every single person.
I've driven many an E60 M5 6-speed. I've driven converted cars. They're wonderful. I really do think. I mean, they didn't build that many of these cars. I'm unclear on the exact production numbers.
Is there an estimated number? It's in the
There
hundreds,
is, but
right?
I can't remember exactly
It's a
what
few
it is.
thousand, I think.
With a stick. Okay.
With the
Yes,
stick.
but again, only for North America.
Yep.
Didn't exist in the rest of the world.
I will
So-
say though, Peter showed me a very organized Google Doc, Excel, whatever, that showed the maintenance
Well,
of
yeah.
this car.
I mean, like I said, you have to.
Oh my God!
This is
this
an
car.
it's
It
an
ain't cheap.
exotic. The thing you have to remember is like the rest of it looks like a 5 Series, but that's an exotic, very exotic engine under the hood, and you know it has its known issues of rod bearings and throttle actuators, but there's much more to it than that. It's just hard to service because if you look at the engine bay, there is just no room in this car, and these cars are old enough now that getting parts for these is becoming more of a challenge. There's stuff that's just no longer available.
I do think that will mean that the ones that are nice and maintained will be truly appreciated.
Exactly. And like if you type in E60 M5 on the site and sort by highest price, the most expensive one has that converted wagon.
Yep.
If you have the means of importing a wagon to Canada and holding it there to bring it down to the US and then doing a manual conversion, that's your ticket to success. But I mean, the value of for how special these cars are, like they're not crazy money, especially because E39 M5s, which are all manuals, cost way more with the equivalent mileage on them. So they're underappreciated. You have to deal with a lot to own one of these. But if this is what you want, if this is the experience you're after, nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Nothing
It
like
is a perfect case of find another, and that, in my opinion, is like what brings up value.
It's also, I think, to your point about the 25 years, right? These are also 20 years old, just about.
Just about.
I think that people will remember that era more fondly within the next few years than they do right now. Remember when this car came out? And there were like magazine articles of this. The S6 also had a V10, notably less powerful one, but a V10 nonetheless. It was like the era of power and power and power. And here you can have power with a stick. And as you pointed out, it's the only car where that's true. It's also the only kind of super sedan from that era where that is true.
That's right.
And so I can't imagine them not being more revered once people that were,
Yeah, I love that.
10 in 2008 when this car came out could finally afford it. Right?
I was older than 10. We were the same age.
I know, but-
I was in 8th grade.
I know, but
we weren't. That's what I was saying. But no, I agree. So yeah, East. That's my pick. Ryan, hit us with one of yours.
GT 350.
The modern one.
The modern one.
Yeah.
Yes.
There
the
is
S550.
Yeah, there is a soft spot here because my mom, as I mentioned, does own a 2020 black on gray or gray stripe, whatever stick.
All GT3.
They're all GT. They're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Come on, Filippo.
I'll say I'm GT500.
What is this guy?
Sorry.
Him.
GT500
Very cool cars for what they are.
was auto only.
Flat plane crank V8 and a Mustang production car. It's unbelievable. It's such a cool car, and they're rated right now. But I think that their time will come, and these will be revered as
when you're already starting to see nice ones bring pretty real money.
But they've always kind of they've been in my mind they've been flat forever.
Right now, the really
oh my
early
goodness, wow, oh, that was
well, that's
bizarre.
yeah. But the really early ones had issues with the flat plane crank.
Yeah,
but the later ones they did fix that, and they are awesome. That engine just revs and revs and revs and goes. And the Tremec 6-speed is so good in that car. I use the cliche. It's like shaking hands with an old friend.
Let me ask
put it.
Because I fully agree that it's a delightful car, but other powerful Mustangs have not really have retained value. So like a really nice GT500 from the prior gen,
they're not flat plane crank,
has retained value.
Nah, well, totally,
but they haven't increased in value.
And I'll tell you why. As cool as those cars are, and I do love those cars. So that's the Mustang that you and I remember from our childhood.
My God. I'm not a fetus, okay? I was around. I was there.
More of a new edge kind of guy from my childhood. But
these are genuinely amazing to drive. Like the suspension is so I mean, they are... I know so many people who had E9X M3s.
Yep.
And then got one of these because it was on...
Because they wanted a good car? Yeah.
The A9X platform is a great platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but these cars, they drive really well.
Yep.
And there's just, again, if you want a perfect balance of great power, great looks, ride comfort, surprisingly, a manual transmission.
Torque, unlike the E9X.
A lot of torque. Yeah, that is true.
I've said it before that the S550 is what I would consider the best Mustang generation, and I think this is the best of.
Other than the first.
First
gen is
it's like
the trajectory of the world.
Right. It's like saying the 5th gen Viper is the best. It is the best, but the first was
Started. That's right.
right.
That's right.
Right. You know, come on.
Come on now.
I'll be honest. I love these cars. I think that they are appropriately valued. They made a lot of GT350s.
Yeah.
I do agree with your take for GT350Rs. I think GT350Rs will forever be
Yeah, that's what I meant. All of them.
continuously
And the
increasing.
Rs especially.
To be honest, like I truly think that GT350R, even though they made a fair number, will kind of be the ones that you want from this generation. Like, why would you not want
These weren't
the
limited.
ultimate?
These weren't limited. It wasn't
No.
a small batch, but how many of these do you see on the roads every week?
Well, there's one in our office right now. Thanks to our
We're not
our
talking
editor.
about people we know.
That's right. People, yes, people who are in the company have taken this advice and
That's
bought
true.
Nick,
Yeah.
Nick, take a bow, Nick. He's
Yes.
there.
He's off
Put
camera.
our producer,
Yeah.
Please stand
producer
up.
for the
Yeah,
day.
stand up,
Nick,
you know, go.
Sean's out of here. But yeah, I agree with
They're
this.
delightful.
I think they're delightful. I do think there's room for appreciation of nice ones and the rare ones.
I do think that you will never lose money on one.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think
like,
cost
I
of
think
ownership is low.
It's like the FJ Cruiser of Mustangs.
I was going to go for the Elise of Mustangs, which I think is a little nicer, but sure.
FJ Cruiser is more.
Well, you buy it for a price, you can put some miles on it, you buy
Yeah.
it, you sell it for that same price. Truly. Right? Like, I can't, they haven't gone down. In 2020, 2021, when we first launched, we sold some for more, but that's because the car was brand new.
Yeah. They're still making that.
And now they've really flatlined in the 650s to 70s.
Speaking of
For this
Elise, if we had one live on the site, I probably would pick that.
Would you? Elise it or down, man?
yeah.
I think they're going
Which
back
is a
up.
surprise.
They're going back up. There's
don't
nowhere to
know.
go but
That was
up.
a rebuild title. It's not a good example.
I drove my
That's like what it should be worth.
Yeah.
I drove my uncle's the first time I've driven one.
It's-
when I was in Houston last week.
Nice.
What a cool car.
Man, that's
Yeah, cool car.
not a good car for Houston, though.
Oh, the air conditioning works.
Well, you need that, but there are no curves. It's all highway.
That's in the
you
woodlands.
live in Austin. Or
He's
like
in the
San
woodlands.
Antonio, go to the hill country.
You can go, 30 minutes outside.
It's a little.
Texas is a hard place to
little
focus.
braggadocious there.
Yeah, you need a Viper there.
All right,
Anything
Ryan,
straight line.
hit us with your.
Well, no,
next one.
Ryan already hit us with one. It's you to hit
Oh,
us
I was
with
gonna
one.
go a little like.
Looped it.
Well, you can't go.
All right.
Stick to the
fine,
order,
fine,
man.
Fine. I will go for my second Porsche.
Oh my God.
My third one's not a Porsche. I want to make that clear. All right. Despite everything I said about the 991 not becoming the revered
Filippo
generation that
rage
people
bait
think it is,
here.
I think that 991s are falling in price right now.
But do
And
you,
I do think I've been watching pretty carefully. 991s over the last year have truly started to fall in price.
I know.
But I don't think that that's long lived.
yeah, this car is 13 years old. It should have fallen in price a lot longer ago than it did.
But
you
I
think?
truly think that they're going to fall in price now and then legitimately jump back up.
I don't think so. We've seen some 991s that are rough.
Sure, but
Go for a lot of money.
For a decent. Well, 991s are certainly.
So wait,
if I graph 991, especially base or S,
The
coupe
last 2
values,
years, I mean,
they're down.
I know Filippo, you're running the company, you're a little higher up, but I was in the trenches. I was seeing these cars come in. I was seeing the reserve requests. I was seeing what they were selling for, and I was like, holy smokes, this guy's not smoking rocks. Like, this car might actually sell for that because 991s are
They've
having a
retained
moment.
their value impressively, but truly in the last year, and I've been looking at 991 values a lot for the last 6 months, and they have slowly stair-stepped down.
Kennan is skeptical.
No, I think
You agree with that?
I'm skeptical. Do you not think that they have further to go before they hit their floor?
I think they have a little further to go before they hit their floor. So now's the time. Now in the next 6 months is the time. Next year, maybe next 2 years, is the time to buy a 991.
What's the lowest price? I just want to see. Let's see. What's the least expensive one we ever sold? 38. So
This was much more recent with high miles, but we've sold others in the 40s and 50s. So PDK, by the way, I don't think this applies to. I think PDK ones continue to drop.
Yep.
Now, at some
Agreed.
point, at 30,
Okay.
40, 50 grand, are they appealing? Yes. But I think that manual ones, which a decent manual coupe, let me filter for manual.
This also actually kind of sticks to the Doug has a theory which I GT3 of course. Doug has a great theory that cars that were malaligned when they were new
Yeah.
become beloved later on. The 7-speed manuals in the base car when it came out was not beloved by a lot of people. They said it was
Okay.
rubbery and doesn't feel like a great shifter.
Click on that
Do you want
one.
to roll your own or not?
Like, okay.
Click on that one right there. Yeah.
No,
the gray one.
Yeah.
Nope. That one.
Oh,
one
not
on the right.
this one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Let's see
Great.
that one. What's the mileage on that one?
60.
60,000 miles.
60,000.
So this is down from where they would have been 6 months or a year ago. True. I mean, this is
Yeah,
6
it
months
is.
ago, where they would have been a year ago.
72,000.
Yes.
for a
they
base
had retained their value.
C2S coupe.
They had retained their value incredibly well.
Base-ish.
But they have started to tip down. If I get every single 911 that we, or 991 that we host and that's online, period, sent to me, and they have started to truly tick down not insubstantially. This is a 4S. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
With a decent spec and a manual. They started to take down to the 60s, right?
Yeah.
I think they'll hit the 50s.
I think it was
for
the
Carl
interior
Gas.
on this
But
one.
I do think that they will then go back up because right now, if you wanted to buy the 992s that are manual are incredibly rare.
Yep.
It's for the dot ones, it was just the T's and then or now it's just the T's and the GT3, et cetera. GT3, et cetera, will take forever will never depreciate to the 50 to 100K range. The T's will, but that's it. They're incredibly rare. So if you want a manual modern 911, the 991 base and 991S and 991T are your only options, realistically, because the 992s, they just didn't make enough. They weren't available in low enough trims. They're not going to come down.
You're saying manual, basic,
Manual
991s.
basic, so I will call that a base or an S or maybe a 4S, I think are coming down and nearing their low point, which I think will be in the 50s. And then they will come back up because there's just no new one to replace it. There's no downward price pressure because there aren't any regular manual 911s really left. The T exists, but
the T. Yeah, using the T as a point. So 992.1 T, let's say, those are kind of on average about 130 grand, which is double what the 991 is. So
for the same power, basically. I mean, a little
not that different. Yeah,
not different enough. I can't imagine them falling that much lower.
When I was looking at 991s and talking about the higher value ones, I was looking at PDK ones.
Yeah, PDK ones will continue to fall.
So you're saying to make it even more Filippo Porsche nerd specific, the manual dot one naturally aspirated coupe. 991 coupe in potentially an interesting color, by the way, with no modifications. It is the last naturally aspirated 911.
It is an I. So that's the second point I was going to make, right?
Base 9.
So
GT3.
Sure. So starting in 2017 with the 991.2, excuse me, starting in 2015 with the 991.2, it went to a 3-liter turbocharged flat six.
Yeah.
The 3.4 in the base and the 3.8 in the S are the last, as you said, naturally aspirated regular 911s.
Yep, standard.
And that will also help. This is a really nice one. 40,000 miles, 7-speed, anthracite brown. Like this is,
great color.
I truly think one that might be close to its low point. And I don't think you will lose money. And I do think if you hold and keep it nice, you have a real chance of appreciating.
Okay. Can I talk about something that's actually special? If you're going to make me talk about Porsches. If you're going to make me talk about Porsches, I would like to get one that is actually special.
All right.
944 Turbo S. Now, the 944 has often been...
It's a wild move to go from 991, 911 to 944 Turbo
I'm picking
S
an actual
and say
classic.
the one that's more special, but sure.
I'm picking... Okay, they built 1,000 of these for the entire world, and I think less than 500 of them came to the United States. They only built it for a year.
Demand driven.
Well, it was the late 80s. So, the 944 Turbo S is a pretty serious car. I don't think people realize this. It got a lot of upgrades over the standard turbo. Like I think it was the springs were different, the roll bars are different, or the what else?
Firmer springs, stabilizer bar.
Yeah.
Transmission oil cooler. 30 horsepower,
which is a lot for a car that was doesn't weigh very much. These cars are really fun to drive too. They are they use just like the Ferrari Daytona. They use a torque tube design, so the transaxle at the rear. The transmissions of the cars feel awesome. They're surprisingly fast.
Yeah.
The Turbo S's are crazy rare. And you don't see them transact often. I don't think that many of them have sold. Check out the plaid interior.
That is so cool.
And when you talk about Porsches of this era, 928s have not appreciated at all.
No, they're ugly.
911s have gone crazy.
Yeah,
much better.
And these are, I think, are much better to drive than 928s. So I think these actually deserve more appreciation. Granted, it's a 4-cylinder, but
but so's a Macan.
Yeah, but this is so cool.
I mean, that's the argument.
Look at the turbo script.
I know, it's
this
so cool.
has aged into ironic cool, and finding a nice one of these is impossible.
Yeah,
because nobody preserved these cars.
No, because they were junk.
Because they're not. No, they're not junk. They're not.
I'm kidding.
I think they are really lovely cars. And, I mean, look at the cleanliness of that engine.
I know, this is a nice one.
This is a really nice one.
This one was on Cars and Bits previously.
Hell yeah, it was.
So we get to know about a year ago. So we get to know.
So it's
have they gone up in price? There's only one way to find out.
Well, we're going to find out.
Well, I can already say this is no reserve, and the photos are significantly better. I guarantee it will sell for more.
Well, but because the market appreciating? Maybe.
Want to put a candy bar on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree with you. You don't think this is
No, I agree.
You
We're all
have to
aligned.
say that because you work for the company.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
I
you're very high up, like you said.
I
like
just
Ryan
agree.
was saying.
Like it. These class of Porsches are forgotten, underappreciated, and the average 944 that you see on the street is in
Rough.
tough shape. So the fact that this
looks
is
rough.
a really rare version of it and nicely maintained and presented.
And the seats
This
are
is
amazing.
the theory of attrition come home to roost. This
Yeah.
car was, I don't know that there were people who had 944s on their wall necessarily. I know it's a beloved car among enthusiasts, but I don't think there were people who, everybody wanted a 911, if we're honest. But mark my words. I think these cars are I do think they're really underappreciated, especially nice Turbo S's. That is the one to have of the 944s.
This is such a special car. Also, I truly think that Silver Rose looks great on this car.
But this
and
color
that
combination
interior
killer.
is phenomenal. And this just looks great. And you're right about the
remember-
turbo script. I hadn't noticed that.
Yeah,
but
it's
that's
cool.
awesome.
It's so cool. When
Is
I
that
worked,
factory?
Yeah. When I worked at Marshall Goldman, we had a beautiful Turbo S come in. I remember Jerry Seinfeld himself called on it. Like that, those.
Shout out,
and this
Jerry.
was
What's
probably,
the
this was
deal?
fun. Hey, I like the 944. It's a great car. Don't hate on it. Just because it's not a 911 doesn't mean it's not cool.
I do want to be clear. This one does have some flaws that you may want to resolve. The seller was really thorough actually in describing what some of those are.
Well, yeah,
it's review it, but
This is a 40-year-old car.
Buy it,
Right.
repaint it. Interior looks great.
no,
engine bay
I
looks
know you
great.
can't.
I
Good
think-
luck finding that script.
I think it's good in an honest car, and but as 944s goes, very
Special.
nice. But I want to move on to Ryan. Ryan, what is your second pick?
Oh man, there was a 2005 S2000 on the site.
Not a Porsche, thank you.
No, God no. Porsches are so overrated.
They're a really interesting
They're
market.
great cars, but
I don't know about
for this
overrated.
segment, picking two Porsches, I need a fancy word. Give me my thesaurus. Give me a word that just encapsulates what I'm trying to feel. It's unbelievable. Fancy word. Go.
It's repugnant.
Wow.
God,
So not
there
only
we
did he
go.
go fancy, he went quite
I'm
mean.
going to admonish you for what you've done.
We've had Filippo, the company man.
Everybody criticizes us for being Porsche podcasts and all this stuff.
Well,
You lean
if the
into
shoe
it.
fits.
Filippo buys a Porsche. He's in his villain era.
I
Here.
happened to spend a lot of time looking
know what?
at 911 values, and so the fact that both of those cars I think are
I'm
worth
going to hit him one more
appreciation
time.
is
Why you'll like this? So you put your money where your mouth is. You think that why didn't you buy a 991 if you thought that
because I actually do think that the 997.2
is less appreciated
is
than the 991?
going to appreciate more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is the most appreciation of the 997s, but I have been watching 991s, and they are dropping even since I bought a 911. Even from compared to the ones that I was looking at, because I was also very close to pulling the trigger on two different 991s. Three
was a
different
cab.
ones. One was a cab, one was a coupe, and one was
We don't need the
an
whole.
F-coupe.
We don't need to relive the pain.
I've
you doing this.
truly noticed more of a drop since I was looking in November and December, and that is making me think, okay,
Right.
this is the bottom.
I'm cutting you off here. Ryan, talk about the S2000.
The S2000, what a
good
car.
AP2.
AP2, low mileage. It's Silverstone metallic. I think these are so underrated. I think that they have
How
not.
are they underrated?
Everybody
they're-
loves this car.
They're just so good. I
I'll
think people love them, but I don't think the market reflects how special they are.
Well, they made a gazillion of them.
Yeah, but how many good ones do you see?
lot.
A lot.
Go to
So many.
go to the page and sort by lowest mileage, and just look.
950, 2500, 2400, 3400, 3800.
And I'll tell you why this is.
They're what
I
great
think-
cars.
I think great car.
A lot of cars.
A lot of people. I think that a lot of people kept these cars, like they were bought by older couples who went, oh, how fun sports car be? It's a Honda, honey. It'll be reliable.
Is that your
And they bought.
Cleveland, Ohio?
That's the elderly. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think a lot of
Midwest.
people did buy these as their secondary cars.
Yep.
Like that, they sat in garages with no miles on them, and so they're around.
But they are good.
Listen,
But they are
the argument here
awesome.
is that these are special, and every day we lose them to people that plastic dips the wheels or put on
Isn't that-
bad
can-
mods.
isn't that you?
No, God, no. I don't.
Can I
plastic
give a
dip.
different
I powder
reason
coat
why I
and
think these?
ceramic.
I kind of agree with you that these are likely to increase because what new outside of the Miata, what new small convertible 2-seat manual raw cars are there? Well, no. So think about this, right? So like the Boxster the Boxster's dead. Maybe it'll come back in some iteration or another, but
sold a
there
lot
aren't
of-
new Boxsters.
They sold a lot of Boxsters.
He did sell.
But there are new, there is an increasing volume or supply.
They're more expensive than these. You're saying in this. I mean,
I'm saying
you're being
at any
so
price
hyper
point.
specific.
I'm saying at any price point. If you want a relatively small, very tossable sports car, where do you turn?
And you don't want a Miata.
Well, you turned to Miata or S2000.
Yeah, there's one answer.
That's
Filippo's saying
one of the two.
You see that elephant in the corner? Ignore it.
Here's what I'm saying. I don't want to piss anyone off, but we have seen NSX values go crazy. Now, this is not an NSX, but this is a lot of the same formula, DNA, immersion, driver experience, and these are really special. And the values have been going up, and they're just going to keep going up.
You say that, though, but CR could do that.
S2000 CRs are up. You're right. There's no doubt about that.
They are. I mean,
you reviewed
I did this one, and this was like
that was a record
low mileage, one owner, bright color.
If memory serves, this was truly a record.
Guy bought it for 34 with like $3,000 on the hood because Honda couldn't sell it in the period. It was a teacher. I was very happy for him.
You do have to imagine that there's some appreciation. I think that I put S2000s in the same category as GT350s. There's nothing that's going to drive the values down on them.
Yeah.
I just think they're a little too common to which is a good thing.
Again,
and
the
people
question,
should be able to get into these.
When was the last time you saw one on the street?
Like yesterday.
Truly daily.
Yeah.
They are truly around, and they're truly phenomenal. I don't see them going down. Also, they somehow look modern still.
Yeah, they look great. They age so well.
They look really
I don't see them going down. I don't know.
Interior looks great.
The last point I'll make on this before we go on the Filippo, in my opinion, is that I think you're right that like having great connection to driving is something that is more important to people now. It gets you off your phone. It's real. It's visceral. You feel alive.
Also, that interior,
and this car does deliver it, both AP1 and AP2.
The interior is good.
The interior is great.
I mean, there are no distractions.
I love it so much.
They basically made this like not time proof, but this still looks good now because they didn't over engineer it with big screens and buttons.
Just like the Bugatti Mistral.
Yeah. And the only thing that dates it, the digital dash is the digital dash. I can't speak today. Is pretty cool.
Yeah.
We give it like a. It's like
we give it some guff.
No, you give it like a nod. It's like
it's so cool. It's like almost it's retro.
Cool. I think that's great.
It looks like I'm on an S1000RR and I see the tack go and I'm like, oh man, I'm cooking. And then
also high RPM. It's just so cool.
Oh man.
Also
car.
fuel efficient.
Right.
You didn't like my Bugatti Mistral reference?
I was impressed that you knew what that was.
Thank you. But it is fundamentally the same ethos, which is let's design our interiors to be pretty timeless.
Well, admit the Chiron and
great.
Veyron actually is like that too.
Yeah, but the Mistral's the newest one.
I know. They're all, that was the whole ethos from the new. Well, I know, Veyron
but
today.
You don't go to the newest one. All right, I'm gonna give my last one, which is not a Porsche.
Okay.
It has some controversy around.
Oh, it's Porsche adjacent. The other brand you own is Mercedes.
How is this Porsche adjacent?
I also want a Ford and a Volkswagen.
He owns a Mercedes. Like it's all Filippo's wheelhouse. It's just Porsche.
He's pumping the Filippo market.
I have
big
never
Filippo.
talked about the AMG GT because I don't think it's that exciting a car. It's a great
Which is
car.
perfect for you because you are not an exciting person.
Here's why I think the AMG GTS is also at the low point of its value, or it's nearing it. First of all, turns out AMG GTSs not expensive.
No, they're not.
They truly
well, they're not relative to what they cost new.
They're expensive. $50,000 is an expensive car,
yeah.
but for a relatively new, and I do mean 10-year-old, 500 whatever horsepower.
500
AMG 503 in this case, they've depreciated a ton.
Yeah,
but
I
don't think they depreciate forever, and here's why. It is a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 in a classically beautiful coupe, and that is the reason. Period.
You think you can drive this, put mileage on it, and not lose $1?
Yeah.
There are other Mercedes V8s, classically beautiful coupes and convertibles.
Name
you
one.
R107 that are not worth like.
R107 is a classically beautiful coupe.
Convertible. I said coupes and convertibles.
Beautiful, and it's slow. And old.
The thing with this car is like now my fear is they've depreciated to the point where they are cheap, so people buy them.
You have to keep it
them
nice.
to hell.
You have to keep it nice. But I think the ones that you keep nice, this is a stunningly beautiful car.
Yeah. I do agree that I think there is a real buy.
With a super long hood, with a powerful V8, with an interior that is like it's of the era, but it's kind of cool. Has
Aged
some tech,
well
but it's gonna age okay.
10 years old.
I told our friend Kevin he needs to buy one.
Yes,
he's buying a Rivian, right?
No, it's a whole thing. But I've this is like it's such a great car. I just think it is so.
How are these $50,000? These look like more.
I think it's just because they made a lot and then they replaced it with something newer.
Can you imagine this car being 20? I can't.
No, I don't. I think in the 40s is where they will end up. And they kind of are
basically where they
getting there. Yeah.
We sell generally relatively nice ones.
This is a nice one. Yeah.
Do we have MSRP on this build sheet? I can't remember.
No, this don't show.
These ones don't have it.
But this one has 75,000 miles.
This is a nice spec.
Well, yeah, you can use them. I mean,
You can use them,
They're-
you can
yeah.
modify them, put more power. if you
totally.
want.
The AMG GT line is one of the great unfathomables. It's just the AMG GT SC, which is not a
no,
convertible.
it's not the convertible.
I know it's not the convertible.
Makes no
Exactly.
sense.
How is the C not the convertible? It's like it was only on convertibles, and then they came out in the coupe, and it's like, what?
It makes no sense. There's literally no way to know unless you're
Right, the
You
GTR
you got to get a PhD in AMG naming.
It's so
to figure out what any of them are. But
I think, but all of,
fundamentally, they're all pretty good.
of all of them, I think it's the one you want actually. 'Cause
I
it's-
agree. It
I don't think
looks
it's that different
so
driving.
good, and
It's
I
just
can't
good
like.
looking
It
car.
looks so good. I think in a way that will age well and be pretty timeless. And it has that long hood and a fairly large V8 and like a lot of rawness. They sound generally pretty great.
Awesome. They sound awesome.
I can't imagine them depreciating further than they have.
I think they'll go down
Yeah.
a little, but
They're
I
not
think
going
you're
up
wrong that it's like they're not going to go up much ever.
But they're kind of underappreciated.
yeah.
The most special ones, and we do have some really special ones pretty regularly. Like we have an AMG GTR, which is somehow different.
It's Nürburgring, like ready for the track.
The Pro is,
awesome.
I think. I don't understand.
Exactly. No one understands.
No one knows. Nobody knows.
That's
But there's like these are undervalued right now. I don't think that means that they will be worth more, but like they are underappreciated.
Yeah.
It's too easy to get a nice one.
Can I talk about another car that's very
Yes, you may.
underappreciated?
Let's keep it rolling.
Aston Martin Vanquish. Now, I'm going to expand this and say that I think Aston Martin entirely of this era is like very underappreciated. As a brand in general, I think it's incredibly underappreciated. And I'll give you an example why, as to
Yeah.
why. The Ferrari 575, which was the competitor to this car at the time, both of them, for the Ferrari, you could get a manual, but they were both F1. They were both F1.
Yeah.
That single plate clutch. Those cars, on average, are worth more than double what these cars
Sure.
are. I've driven them both. I don't think that this car delivers half of the experience. Now, I understand this one is a little bit more on the
This
scruffy
specific
side.
one is a rebuilt title.
But my
point.
point, I think Aston Martin as a brand in general is I don't really understand why. I personally think this is debatably in the general for the general public, this is cooler than the Ferrari. It's as James Bond's car. Astons are cooler. They are just like there's not as much snobbery around an Aston. But NA V12,
I'm
gorgeous
so sorry.
styling.
What?
There's not as much. There isn't. Ferrari people are substantially more snobby than Aston people are, in my
I
experience.
just can't see another plate that says 007.
Yeah,
on
but
it.
then a guy gets out with the Ferrari Pumas and the Ferrari jacket and the Ferrari hat, and won't talk to you, and
I hope they don't talk to me.
well, yeah, of course you don't. But like like I love Ferrari. I'm a Ferrari guy through and through.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for the general public, there's less stigma around. And I'm not saying all Ferrari owners are like that. To be clear, actually, the overwhelming majority of Ferrari owners I know are very nice and generous people. But this car, like Astons in general, I think are more beloved by the public.
Yeah, they are. Definitely.
And kind of rightfully so. I think, but I just think these are underappreciated. Last hand-built Aston Martin, in particular, NAV12, gorgeous
Incredible
styling.
that they changed to not humans building it, and they didn't get more reliable.
Well, the DB9, then they sold a gazillion of those.
Yeah,
they really sold a ton of those because it was very successful for them.
It's such a
But
good
I just
looking
think
car.
I just don't understand why these are worth half of
They
what the
are
current Ferrari is. necessarily.
strikingly cheap.
It's a great
for what they-
value.
We know why they're worth half. It's because of the mechanical woes and the rumors that or
know,
the
but it's-
You ever been
reputation these have.
You ever been around a Ferrari?
I've been
Let
around
me
a
tell
few.
you something.
Listen,
they are
listen.
not
At
They're
some
the
point,
same.
people put up with
exactly.
that.
They're
Yeah.
exactly. They're the same. So
I
like,
agree.
It's
To be
the
fair,
same level.
575s are probably the cheapest modern Ferrari.
Yeah.
The California would like a word, but I think
They're in tight competition.
that's the California is almost a decade newer.
Yeah, point taken.
So-
I think that there comes an age
From the
and
platform
a
base.
point of like collectability where people stop caring about the maintenance costs, where that's factored into like
Yeah.
some hope of
But
appreciation,
why
and so
isn't-
these become more appealing as a result. I agree.
I think I don't really get it the more I've thought about it. It delivers such a wonderful special
I
driving
think it's a
experience.
tough era.
I just don't understand. But it doesn't apply to just this car. The DB9 manual is the same story. Those are not worth a ton of money. The V8 Vantage is a great buy, serious bargain, looks awesome, drives great, is reliable. Very
I think that the next generation of Aston products are more desirable to me. The DB9, the Virage, the DBS.
I just think people don't yet appreciate how cool and awesome these cars are.
Yeah, so-
which is great for people like me who want to own one.
I have a slight issue in that I think the exterior is not that
Yeah,
beautiful.
well, that's because you're blind.
and I think that the interior is
The interior does.
a little
I've been
questionable.
Yeah, the facelift got did get better. This is a very early one. But
I also just don't. I think if I thought they were beautiful, I would agree with you.
Filippo, you don't think this is a beautiful car?
No, but I know that that's a very unpopular take, and I do agree with the broader point here that I do think Vanquishes are undervalued.
Yeah,
despite everything I just said negative about it.
Aston as a brand, I think the cars are
I think Vantages are valued,
underappreciated.
are, to be honest, valued quite appropriately. But I think the rest, the more special, the V12s, are undervalued.
I don't think I agree that they're valued appropriately. I think it delivers a lot more for the driving. For the money, it delivers a driving experience that punches well above its weight.
I loved the Virage that I drove for a video a few months ago. I thought it was exceptional. And the market does seem to be appreciating that too. All right, Ryan, you got one more to wrap us up?
We're at the last pick.
You get the last pick.
Oh.
Say it.
Toyota Corolla. But not just any Toyota Corolla. Sprinter Trueno. Come on. How can you not love that? It's not the GTS, it's not the black edition or black whatever the model they had, but
sure, yeah, I would have felt very differently about those. You're right.
It's got a 4AG, 16 valve, high revving. Like, what do you need? What else do you need?
83, 84 horsepower.
Yeah, that's all you need. You can use every single one of them. Now, obviously, we know why these are so valuable.
They're strikingly valuable.
Yeah, even really rough ones that I've seen are going for, I would think, way too much money, but I think they're still going up, and there's room to go up.
You think why are they going up?
Because, I don't know, initial D, COVID, drifting.
Yeah, but like, doesn't everybody that wanted one
have one?
Or have had a chance to buy one and then sell it and then buy it again because they regretted it and then sell it again and then done that 5 times?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think they are interesting. Doesn't this engine have that really interesting like induction system where it like switches runners as it goes higher in the RPM?
Oh, I don't know. You might know more than me about these, and in which case I have to give you my JDM card.
I think that's true that it does have like this really cool system. I remember, but I think, I mean, yeah, I think the initial D thing really helps obviously with these, and to find good ones is tough.
128 horsepower.
It's not much.
Get it right.
But it's about the experience.
But the car weighs as much as a tin can. So
I love these cars. So I remember Throttle House did a road trip across whatever.
Yeah.
They used
tofu.
They used tofu.
What a plate.
That's pretty good. With a beam and engine swap. They're cool, and certainly there's a lot of demand for them, especially from people of the initial D generation.
Right, which Ryan is.
Somehow. I skipped it. I don't know what to tell you.
What did you watch as a kid? Did you have TV?
I had TV.
Okay, black and white?
In Italy, though, you know. I think these are a market that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, that's why I picked it. This is the stunner. This is going to leave you wanting more. Learn about them, drive them. If you've never driven one of these, they are so much fun to throw around the track.
I imagine they're phenomenal and fast enough for sure. And there's, I mean, based on what the values are, there is a lot of appreciation for them. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I struggle to think that there's more appreciation coming.
I think you wait 10 years from now and you were to buy one, I don't think you're going to pay that much more for it. I think they're valued appropriately.
I guess like they have seen a massive boom, so maybe this isn't the best pick because maybe that has already happened. But look at this.
Credit to you. This car has 178,000 miles, and somehow is worth $22,000. What other 1986 mass manufactured car can say that?
Well, that's the thing, mass manufactured. But how many are left?
Somehow.
A nice AW11.
Less.
Really?
Yeah, they just don't have the miles. They were too hard and annoying to drive to like have had
I guess that's true.
And to be clear, high mile AW11s are still valuable. They've retained their value.
That's a car maybe should be on the list. AW11. Yeah, enough to SW20.
Those are cool cars.
These are, to your point, they are cool. They are desirable. Gonna end my sentence there.
That's it. That's all she wrote.
Ryan has done a phenomenal job.
It's not my cup of tea. I don't really know much about it, but I think it is actually a cogent, reasonable.
Wait, Filippo's giving me a compliment.
I know. I want to quickly recap what we talked about. We talked about cars that we think are going to go up in value. Ryan has very astutely chosen 3 cars that we think will not go up in value. But other than that, he's done great.
Hopes and dreams here.
No, right? I think all the cars that you chose, the GT350, the S2000, and this, are going to be stable.
I feel like
they're not going down. I think you can use them. You can appreciate them.
I think he just picked cars he wants.
I think he just picked cars he wants.
I like a lot of cars.
I can't picture him in a GT350. I'd be scared to be on the road if Ryan had a GT350.
Why? Too much power?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
You know every single video of a Mustang driving, which includes it crashing outside of Cars and Coffee?
But here's the thing. I know how to countersteer, and I know when to let on throttle and lay into it.
And a car with about 100 horsepower.
No, it's got about 2 something. Yeah.
Half as much as a GT350 at the best.
Listen, we're going to teach you how to drift one day.
I do agree with your take about Aston, about E60 M5s, and broadly about the 944 Turbo. At some point, it's got to be up.
Right.
And I also obviously agree with my own take about the 997, the 991, and the AMG GT. If you agree with our takes, or if you have any other takes,
I think Kennan was most adventurous with his takes. I think I was a little safe, and I think you were batshit crazy.
Put the date in the calendar. We'll see who's right in the grand scheme of things.
Tell us if we missed any cars that are live right now that you think we'll appreciate mightily. One interesting question. But we'll leave that for a future
what a
episode.
cool car.
Thank you for watching Cars and Friends. Goodbye.
Goodbye.